Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, to take a look at your next 5 days, which takes us on into the upcoming weekend. The big story still remains down in the southeast, where Tropical Storm Debbie continues to push a lot of rainfall in that area, and it looks like, again, a lot of flooding is going to occur over the next couple of days, and then it's going to head up towards the northeast and produce a lot of rain for those of you up in the northeast. Now, on the flip side, those of us right here in the Midwest, we're drying out. We could use some of that rain, and there's a chance of getting a little bit of it, but not a lot. I'll explain. But first, though, let's take a look at your Wednesday temperature map. Still very hot across this portion, but notice some cooler air now starting to filter down into the northern Rockies, northern plains, right here into the Great Lakes and up into the northeast. This area here pretty much is because of some systems coming in, giving us some clouds and a little bit of rain. But we're also going to see a little bit of some cooler air. But once again, cooler air means just a little bit about normal, with temperatures pretty much in the 80s across most of this area as far as normal high temperatures are concerned. Here on Thursday, you see that dip coming down into the central U.S. Still very hot down in Texas and Oklahoma and Louisiana and Arkansas. This is Debbie down in the southeast. Lots of clouds, lots of rain, keeping temperatures suppressed there for you. Here on Friday, again, now across the Great Lakes area, we're seeing temperatures pretty close to normal, so nothing really all that hot for the northern half of the country. There's Debbie now is going to be on the move. We're going to see Debbie move out into the Gulf Stream right off the coast. It's going to intensify a little bit more. I don't know if think it's going to intensify back into a hurricane, but the rainfall again is going to be the big story for those of you down in that area. As we head on into the weekend, again, temperatures a little bit cooler across the Great Lakes, dipping down into the southeast. So the real extreme heat is going to be suppressed here in August, and that necessarily is not a bad thing. Here on Sunday, you see it again, another system developing there in the southern plains, and that's going to produce some rainfall for those of you there. But again, temperatures not bad for this time of year. Here, precipitation here on your Wednesday. There's Debbie down in the southeast. Here's that next system across the northern tier of states, bringing in some of that cooler air. Here on Thursday, Debbie's still sitting tight. Again, it's going to go off the coast and then push back and then work its way up into the northeast. For the most part, those of us right here in the Midwest and in Iowa, Illinois, in Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, we're going to stay fairly dry, unfortunately, at this point in time. Here on Friday, there Debbie is on the move, taking all that moisture up into the northeast. There could be some heavy rainfall for those of you into Virginia, so kind of keep an eye on that. But certainly up into the northeast as we head on into your upcoming weekend. It is not going to be a nice weekend. We could even be looking at severe weather. I think the biggest issue here will be the flooding potential. A little bit of rain moving its way into the Ohio Valley, not much here over the weekend, and up into the Great Lakes area. And then here on Sunday, there's that area of disturbed weather there in the southern plains, kicking off some showers there. But notice again, pretty wet across the Great Lakes and up into the northeast. And for the most part, things quiet down into the tropics. Let's take a look at it for next week. Not much really going on. Another tropical wave coming off the African coast. There's a little bit of disturbance down in the extreme southern Caribbean. We're going to keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. I think it's going to be moving more towards the west. But this is for next week. Still fairly quiet, but can't drop our guard, because remember, the peak of hurricane season is September 10th. So we still have a long ways to go. So right now, though, things are looking pretty good there into the tropics. Enjoy the next 5 days heading on up into your weekend. I'm George, the Weather Dad.